weird. All right. Time to play D&D. Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm back today with another episode of the great Galleria of Grundrundi. We've got a full cast and crew back of us today to play some dungeons and some dragons. Let's start with our Dungeon Master, Chelsea. How you doing, Chelsea? Totally got you muted, and I blame myself. There you go.
Okay. I'm super stoked. I had like some last minute super inspiration for some crazy, horrible things I hope to put all of you through. So as I was telling them earlier in Zoom chat, today is the day. If you want to give me a D20, today is that day. So that I can make horrible things happen to everybody.
Oh god.
Today would be that day.
Okay. Good. Well, that worries me. But let's go around and meet our players. We've got Madame Gandalf back with us today. Madame, how you doing?
I am tired, but good. It's good to be, it's good to be back in normalcy mode in a weird way. Not traveling and trying to make Airbnb internet to work again. We all know that struggle.
I've been there far too many times.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I'm really excited to continue playing Ari. I freaking have re-found my love for her within this campaign. And I can't wait to see what we're going to get up to this week, especially with how crazy it was a couple of weeks ago.
It's going to be a good one. On a brief side note, if you're an Airbnb host, Wi-Fi is not a speed of internet. Just to clarify. We also have Scraticus with us today. Scrat, how you doing, my friend?
I am fantastic. I am well rested after a break, and I am ready to come back with the craziness that is possibly a Joker origin story of Fergus Fimbleson. Bless him.
Well, he is doomed.
Yes. Well, with Finbar as a role model, yes. Yes, indeed.
I take no responsibility for this, and yet I am solely to blame. Great stuff, thank you, Scrat. We've also got Garth joining us today. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, and I am I'm excited to get playing today.
Yeah, so am I. I'm excited to be a victim of these D20s that are come rolling my way.
Exactly.
Natural 20.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. So, talk to us a little bit about your character today.
So my character today is Dollar Bill. He is a half orc and half goblin, probably. I think you want to imagine kind of Mr. Burns, but like goblin-y. And yeah, he's just an all-round scaly git, really. It's he's good in the heart.
Goblin Burns confirmed. That's going to be awesome. Great stuff. I cannot wait to meet that new character. Also, let's get through these donations as we get started here. Very Imperative Penguin gives 5 nat 20s for the DM because I'm sharing love. God damn it. God damn it, Tommy. And Isriva comes in with a £40 donation, 6 wild magic surges for Fergus, 1 boss monster. Sorry, Scrat, that was going to be for Irvin. Oh, rest in peace, Fergus. So, while you die, summarily executed by chat, before we get started into today's game, as Scrat rolls those, first things first, if you didn't know, it's sponsored by dndice.co.uk. Go over to their site, get some sexy dice, and get 5% off them when you use the coupon code EncounterRoleplay. Got some great new bits coming out from there. In the next few weeks, they have some sweet little terrain pieces, actually, so keep an eye on their site for that. Also, you can, of course, interact with today's game, as we've already discovered. First things first, if you haven't followed, hit the follow button and join us. When we hit 20 followers, you guys get to decide something which happens next in our campaign, so hit that button. Join in the madness. Here's a tweet for you guys as well. 20 retweets, viewer decision, squirrel a party, or help us. You guys can decide. And of course, lest we forget, you can donate to affect the game, give players net 1s, net 20s, wild magic surges, and of course this week as well, well this month in fact, the Table of Tentacles is activated. So if you want to give your favourite player or your most hated enemy a tentacle, then feel free to do so. Other than that though, I will hand over to Chelsea to talk us through what happened last week on the great Galleria of Granrundi.
All right. Yeah, so things have happened. We have found out over the course of the last few weeks that the Galleria is not just the kind of like 2-story shopping center, that it kind of goes deeper into the earth. And after just a fair share of crazy shenanigans involving slave trading, the last time we picked up, I believe that Fergus bought himself 3 identical gnomes. That happened. Finbar has been posed as the kind of head collector of the black market district and has managed to actually successfully, deceive everybody into believing that he is kind of here imposing, at least for the last 24 to 48 hours. And it has led them through a strange series of events, including getting his agenda book from his assistant, to the deeper, darker depths of the Galleria. And the last we saw them, they were standing at the entrance of this mine that nobody really knows is here. And that's actually where we're going to pick up today. But Will, would you like to tell us all about these
let's
magic
do that.
searches?
So the first 3. The caster's ears can't be cut by any metal blade. Hey, that's actually a good one.
That's I'm basically just gained a helmet.
Yeah.
Actually, you gained more scales. In fact, it's starting to grow up your neck. The sickness.
Oh boy.
Herpes.
Your herp is spreading.
My herp one step closer to Gold Dragon. Come on. Gold Dragon focus.
I'll get to that in just a second, Stump. Thank you, my friend. Target feels compelled to mummify himself as soon as possible. Yes, please do. I am getting called by pizza people who can't find my house. Help.
Oh, that seems important. Okay, the next one is, during battle, the target's clothes appear to burst into flame. Okay, all right, so you only appear. It doesn't mean I guess you actually burst into flame. Let me see.
Still no.
The girl on fire.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I've got this.
Fergus loves his clothes.
yeah.
You'll just be panicking the whole time, like, I'm on fire, they're gonna burn, I'm gonna lose my clothes. No, just an appearance.
Read me out your numbers, Scrat. I got this table up. The ones you didn't cover.
Which order did we go in? Did you do 1 to 9?
The first 3. Yeah.
So we've got 8370.
All right, 8370. Make it so. All metal within 50 yards is flammable for 2d10 rounds. That actually is. We're gonna make that happen.
Oh Jesus.
All right. And next number.
7709.
Okay. Your target's weapon is thrown 1,000 years into the past. So Fergus, what is the weapon you currently carry?
I guess he'd probably be carrying his crossbow. He usually uses magic, so his light crossbow.
His light crossbow. Roll a d to 1,000 or 1,000. Excuse me. What did it say? I don't even have Roll20 up.
366.
So, okay, 366 years into the past.
Please tell me that this means like it went back to the conception of Grunrundi and like the big boss now only has one eye because this random crossbow turns up.
So ridiculous. All right. Yeah, something's gonna come of that as well. And last number was what? 1881.
1881.
1881.
And now backwards, 1881.
Caster's attempts at scurrying yields visions of the distant past. Okay.
Like when you shot the guy's eye out 366
Yeah.
I'd say like that is
all you need
like,
to do is scurry. Yeah.
for this campaign as well. That is going to be like a gift for you because Fergus is that's basically walking. Like
yeah. All right, so we'll paint a picture here. While Will is still waiting on his pizza. So you guys have basically come down this kind of dark, more or less finished cavern that has led you to this very big stone door. Last game, you guys kind of pushed it open, and there was a ledge that was roughly about 10 or 12 feet in front of you that overlooked this ginormous hole in the ground, as far down as you can see, at least standing away from the ledge. And it almost spirals down the exterior of this cylindrical cavern into the earth. And you can hear, without a doubt, the overwhelming sound of tink, 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 as the mines are alive with actually guides that are chipping away at the walls of this place. Now, for those of you that don't know or that are new, the guides are, of course, the kind of creepy, scary, thank you, creepy, scary, helping customer service of people that serve here at the Galleria. And we have learned that the masks that they wear have some kind of control over them. And they are actively, we're talking hundreds and thousands of these people of varying races are just like tink, tink, tink. Now, Garth, your character, Dollar Bill, has been, and I'm going to let you intro and kind of tell me how you got here, because I'm interested to know how you made it to the mines of the Galleria Grunrundi. But you have actually been black bagged and you can't see anything. There's a bag, like a dark bag over your head, and you've been bound. And somebody's leading you, not necessarily forcefully, but definitely in a straight, narrow direction. And you can hear the sounds of a mine getting closer and closer. You can smell the kind of warmth and sulfur of the earth as they dig deeper. And how exactly did you end up here? And
explain yourself
and arrested here at the Galleria to end up in the mines.
Yeah. Okay. So Dollar Bill, he was, obviously that's changed now. He was an ice stone salesman, right, up in the magical district, right. 10 months in a row, top salesman, had it every month. He's on it, right. How do you get arrested? So I think, tell you. There was, I forget what you call them. You get this kind of the dark elf, it's half a dark elf, half a spider thing. Yeah, right. Let's have one of them. We can just make it up, right?
Driders, yeah.
So we'll have one of them. That's really pushy. One of them came in. Yeah, one of the nice stone looking. Didn't quite like the 1,000 gold piece price tag. Was kind of negotiating and just kind of got up all in his face. Really, I think. And she's knees and legs everywhere. He's clearly got an arachnophobia issue. Put his hand maybe inappropriately on one of the many knees in his throat.
Yeah.
That's harassment right there.
Right. Yeah.
AC-34 right there.
That's what happened. 10 months in a row. They forgot. 10 months in a row. Top salesman. And here I am in a bag in a mine.
This is true. All right, so we're going to jump. Now, the three of you are standing at the entrance here. Will, you're still disguised as the... You guys still don't know his name.
It's disguised as being Dark Lord.
For 48 hours, you've been posing as him. But it's basically the kind of almost wraith-like
I've actually...
dark cloud.
Yeah. I actually added something to my appearance. And
Oh.
I've made all the others do so as well. Stump donates 45 pounds, a tentacle for Finbar, Fergus, and Ari. These are dark machinations that I've added in from my wardrobe of evil. It's a D25 for these tentacles.
All right, gang, roll them up.
Just take a random tentacle and see what you can get.
A 2.
Oh, you get the perverted tentacle.
Of course I do.
This is so good. This is so good.
Perfect.
This is from Conrad. Submit this one. This tentacle steals every piece of underwear in a D20-foot radius and places them in the owner of the tentacle's bag. Everyone can see the tentacle return to you is the only problem. And you nicked my underwear. My underwear line, Fergus. They're mine.
Fergus, I'm guessing you have some kind of bag on you. How big is it? Because if not, your tentacle will just start stuffing it into your clothing.
Yeah, I guess I do.
You're like a klepto.
small-
You're like,
She's talking warmer and warmer.
I would have I've got like a small handmade satchel, I guess, like a backpack rucksack type thing. So it's not huge. It's mainly full of all the gold I've collected. Down here.
Man, mine is bad here. 4 brands, put this one in. When touched, the tentacle will be absorbed, and the victim's eyes appear to fill up with black liquid. I make a sanity save. And on a fail, I lose 1d10 sanity, which I guess is like a wisdom save in D&D5E, right?
yeah, I would say it's similar. Wow.
Alright, beautiful.
Ooh.
This ought to be fun.
This ought to be good. I'm notorious for saving wisdom saving throws. Oh, 19! Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, hot dog, you made it. Ari, did you roll?
Have you got a D25
Oh,
or salary?
Yeah, D25.
Roll a d20.
Just put this one on here, Ori. It'll feel nice once you get it on. 16. Uncle Oswald's Octopi. You restore 25 hit points, and your intelligence is boosted by 2. This is Nurgobert for this one.
Ari looks upon this dreadful pit of slave labor and is inspired so much that she grows a tentacle that now adds HP. That's amazing. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me make sure I get through all of our crazy wild magic searches too. So, yeah, you, I don't even know where to start. So, you guys are standing here staring at this giant pit. Finbar, because you are, clad, you're pretty much immediately greeted.
Yes.
Does the perverted tentacle get the underwear people are wearing too? Oh, for sure. It will attempt to. It
At
will
all
give the
times.
greatest of wedgies. Maybe only when their backs are turned, though. It's like a surprise wedgie.
I have a wedgie tentacle. God damn it.
That just feels so like. I'm squirming in my seat here thinking about that.
Sounds so wrong, but it feels so right.
A resplendent offering.
Oh shit!
I just imagine the suckers on the end of the tentacles, so you've got that like.
Yeah.
Little- And
You know what? So you guys basically walk through
Yeah.
the door and sprout tentacles is what happens.
Pretty
And you guys are
much.
like, and like Finbar's eyes fill with black liquid, and right around you, actually, there are about 10 or 12 guides, and they in unison, hi, we've missed you, master, and then they all go back to like tink, 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 and you're actually greeted by one of the half dragons, the kind of red half dragons that you guys have previously run from.
keep up the good work. Keep it up.
Yes. And he says, oh, I wasn't expecting you tonight. Are you here for duty?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I've got a special project to be doing down here. Also,
I hope by special project you mean
Yes.
cracking this whip.
That's
And he
right.
and he hands it to you. He says, I know it's your favorite.
You know me so well. What else do I like?
He goes, sir, you don't like much but torture and pain.
That's
It is
right.
why you...
Correct answer.
And he says, well, I must go. There are... Oh, he says, there are more slaves to be branded.
Oh,
And he
that's
kind of walks
my
off in this
favorite
direction.
bit.
And actually,
It's my
promptly
favorite brand
behind
of
him.
slave.
I love hearing the flesh sizzle in the morning.
That
It just makes me feel so
Delicious.
awake.
Gets me hot bothered. So you looked. So as he kind of passes you, you notice that there is actually a fair share of gray dwarves, or of course we can debate this, but Durgar, that are working down here, and they seem to be at a higher rank, obviously, than most of the guides, kind of heading up sections. And one in particular is walking with a. You said you're a goblin.
Half a goblin, half an orc, yeah. So,
Okay, so a strangely like large goblinish creature that's black bagged, and they're walking straight for you. And as they get close, the kind of scary gray dwarf whose eyes just like give you the heebies in all of your jeebies, he stops, looks straight at you, Finbar, and bows his head as they kind of, he starts to continue to walk past you.
I also want to thank Drizzt Fury, donates £30 to give magical items to the whole party. Thank you, my friend.
Oh!
Okay.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh.
Chelsea, you can decide on when and what those are. But as I see this guy bows to me, you say he gives me this slave?
No, he kind of stops, almost to just acknowledge your presence. He stops and kind of bows his head, but it looks like he's moving this slave to another location.
Do I notice anything particularly interesting about this slave?
Not particularly. I would say that the dwarf is actually more interesting to you. And he actually does, when he kind of nods his head up to you, you hear him kind of let out a grunt, and he says, "Master." As if maybe waiting for command or acknowledgement.
Yes. Well, you know what I like, and that's not a lot. But I do have this whip here, and I'm going to need someone to help me with it. I've also lost my chief negotiator of all things sexual harassment-wise. Rundar has taken a break, which we won't speak about, but for reasons I think we all know why. But I am looking for someone else to fill in that spot, and therefore this little what is it? A goblin or an orc? A hoblin? What are you? I look to Dollar Bill.
He pulls the bag off your head when you go to speak. I want to make sure he can hear you.
I didn't do nothing. It weren't me.
He's guilty. Definitely guilty. Listen to him.
Yes, I can smell the guilt. It's wafting.
Why on earth would he have signed up for something like this, you fool? I don't understand why these slaves keep signing up for this. Never mind. I tell you what.
And then they're always so shocked.
Exactly.
They're always so shocked at the consequences, even though they signed up for it. It's
Yes.
ridiculous.
If he signed up and he's here, that means he didn't pay, so don't we have to kill him?
I signed up. Yeah, I signed the thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Fine.
So, all right. So in this case, seeing as you're being honest about it, which we can appreciate, how familiar are you with AC 43 forms?
It's my second name is AC 43. Yeah.
That is a bizarre
Dollar
coincidence.
AC 43.
Dollar bill sexual harassment for.
So,
all over that. Yeah,
so you'd say you're very familiar with sexual harassment.
Oh yeah.
How has sexual harassment affected your life?
As a minority, I have found myself to be discriminated against in my line of work, and it was traumatizing, to say the least.
You are indeed a very sexual creature. I can see that.
As you say this great dwarf who has overheard this whole conversation, it said nothing as it just kind of stood there, breathing heavy. It goes, "Would you like to keep it?"
I would, yes. It seems to fit the bill, as it were.
It reaches out and grabs Fergus and says, "We need a replacement."
Get an AC 43 form! Get an AC 43 form!
Oh, take it. No, feel free to take him.
And he looks, noticing now your hardened up ears, or Fergus's hardened up ears, and goes. He kind of lets out this hiss and goes, "This one doesn't belong here. It is sick. Give it to the half dragon."
Fine. I've got plenty
Is
of...
that what they're calling you now? Simba, the half dragon?
No.
I feel like that's a name that would suit you greatly.
Perhaps it would. I have slain many in my time. This, however, why don't you just... why don't we write out an IOU? I owe you a slave.
Ah, yes, the official...
Let's just fill out an AC 29. And,
the official I owe you a slave form. Yes. Let me find that one a second.
An IOUS.
All right, if you're trying to deceive him or persuade him into something, please roll for it.
So 21.
Oh, and it's 21. He goes, "Oh, I have no place to keep a form.
Exactly.
Just keep the slave. I'll take another one."
Good
And
idea.
as he
Just go back
past-
there and just help yourself. It's a buffet back there. Just
Yeah. He
Go
continues like his
Buffet of
path,
slavery.
Buffet of slaves.
and along
Slave
the way,
buffet.
slave.
A sluffet.
I shmurted
Buffet.
A buffetery.
I'm surprised at the amount of slaves that sign up for this. I mean, I wouldn't sign up for it.
So he grabs somebody along the way. One of the guides actually that greeted you, kind of the grouping that greeted you on the way in, grabs him by the neck, and they like come right along with him. As you can tell, he's replaced the slave that is bound for whatever.
Yeah.
Dollar
Yeah, that's
Bill's
all
fate
sorted
was.
out now. Yeah, see? Glad we cleared that up.
Now you're our slave. What?
You what? You what?
Wait, what?
I'm the form guy. Form guy.
You're a form guy. Yes, that's right. Yes,
I've got a pen. Look, I've got
You're
a
an
pen.
employee. You're a mark above the slaves. We'll fill out a AC 69 later on, and we'll do that. Now, in the meantime, we're down here. I believe we were here to investigate something. What were we here to do?
You guys had heard about this place and had no knowledge of it
We
until
came
it
here
was
to
brought
see what
to
was
your-
going on, really.
Yes, basically to come check it out. Yeah.
I'd say we go deeper in. If there's one thing I've learned, it's always go deeper.
Oh, Finbar, the life lessons you teach us, they just really stick to the heart, don't they? It's really, pull up the
book-
heartstrings.
the book
I
of Finbar.
absorb your advice like a sponge, Finbar.
You, in many ways, mostly personality-wise, are like a sponge.
So why doesn't everybody just roll a perception? Because actually,
It's a compliment.
for Dollar Bill, you had no idea this is here. You had no idea there was anything under the Galleria.
Yeah.
So let's see what you guys see. It's a little bit of a shock almost, at least for you. Oh.
Sorry, I'm just going to find my character sheet thing. What
Oh.
do I have to roll? Sorry.
A perception. Just click on it on the character sheet. It should roll for you.
Perception. There it is.
Perfect. 18. You actually see a lot more than anybody else, and you rolled a 13. Sweet. So Finbar and Fergus are a little just like either not concerned with what's going on, so they don't notice the kind of detailed bits of information. Ari begins to notice that what it is they're mining. Like there's a lot of them here, and it doesn't look to be gold deposits. In fact. Now, maybe it's because you've been black bagged, Dollar Bill, and so your hearing was kind of on point. You've been trying to put these things together, but they walked you for quite a while through different sections of this kind of underground mining facility, and you heard horrible screams of people being tortured, brainwashed, and as well as this kind of pressing or molding sound. Something being smashed. So you can only assume, based on your perception, that what they're mining, this white colored rock, is being used to create the mask that are adorning every face of the guides in the Galleria.
All right. So, and can we see this? I mean, can we see this white stuff?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's like huge mechanisms. They built up the centerpiece of this kind of like open cylinder that are moving things down levels. And most of it's made of wood, but there's definitely like large either barrels or a cask full of this kind of raw ore that they're using that looks almost like marble, but seems to be a bit softer.
Very cool. Well, I think they use this stuff what they're getting here to make to make the little fellas. What tells you where to go? I will say with my newfound wisdom.
I made it.
Yeah, it's clever. They used them to make themselves, as you can plainly see. I wish I'd thought of that at some junction.
Very good idea. We should make some. All right. Like they make guides down here. Now,
Make them.
We make-
manufacture guides.
It's in the mines. It's the manufacturing of
a
guides.
manufactory, yes. Makes sense. Now, I remember long ago we were trying to get out of this place.
Many eons ago, but now we keep getting deeper. It goes deeper.
So
Sometimes
it
to
is
get
true,
out, you do
Dalabil.
have to
Your
go.
hands are still bound. You're not black bagged anymore. And Finbar, you don't know if it's this tentacle issue that's kind of protruding from your body still, that's giving you these bad feels. But there's something about the whip you were handed that feels it's drawing you to it.
I don't like the direction this is going.
Now, don't mind me. I'm just going to touch this whip here.
Yeah.
Grasp it firmly.
You're going to grip your whip in public?
I'm going to whip out
That's why
my
I got
whip
black bagged in the first place.
with a strong one-handed
To
grip.
protect you. It was all for your protection. So it is, in fact, when you start to look at it, the weaving of the leather, it seems that one of the weaves may actually be magical in some way. It's got this very strange kind of umber red color, burning sensation, looks like on the surface. Almost like you're looking into, what are those things? Little, like, not fluorescent lights, the little, like, fuzzy ones that... Fiber optics. It looks like fiber optic lights.
Okay.
Yeah, I have words. I can
Literally
use them.
no idea where you're going with fuzzy lights.
No.
I'm like,
All of your faces
The
were like,
fuzzy one.
what is she talking
The
about?
fuzzy lights.
fuzzy lights.
Yeah,
Yes,
fiber optics.
that's the technical term.
It's a
Fuzzy
scientific
lights.
term.
I'm good at this. I'm a professional.
Industry lingo.
Yeah. No, you're welcome to roll for it, but it does look like to be some kind of magical weapon that you have here.
Fascinating. I'm going to hold on to this for a little while. They've given me a magical
probably a good idea.
fuzzy red light whip. Looks like it lights up when I use it. I had a pair of sneakers like this once. Is it possible for us to go deeper into this mine? We've gone like we're in the entrance kind of part, right?
Yeah, you're kind of at almost like a platform. There seems to be maybe an office or some kind of like sitting area for the people on duty, if you would. And it leads kind of just around, almost like a spiral staircase would, around the exterior. But as you guys kind of continue your journey, you are greeted very frequently in bows and nods and things from each of the guides as you continue. And you're actually stopped along the way by another one of these kind of half dragons. He goes, sir, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at guard duty?
What does it look
We've
like I'm
had-
doing here?
We've had a bit of an outbreak of sexual harassment lately, and we have decided that the only way to deal with this is to really have a hands-on approach and take a look at it ourselves.
We've got a
No
very-
middleman.
Yeah, we've got a very hands-on approach to sexual harassment, which is
We're trying to
also
get a firm grip on it.
why Rundar had to go, but it's fine.
I'm having me a little protest here, but any time you want to stop the protest, you could untie me. Grand.
He says, you gotta untie this one. He was bound for Brandon last time I checked.
Who's Brandon?
No, he's now your boss.
As you say that, Fergus, because it was such a dad joke. It was such a dad joke that you feel the crossbow on your back, like the weight of that crossbow goes away. It's gone. And you feel your back and your shit is just like disappeared. You have no idea where it is. And you have these terrible nostalgic memories that go along with it of this distant place in which your lonely crossbow now lies, unloved. You'll never, ever see that crossbow ever again, Fergus.
I painted it in rainbow stripes.
Well, now it belongs to somebody else. So, where was I? Yeah, he looks at you as you kind of get that sad look in your eyes. He also looks back at you, Finbar. This kind of half dragon goes, he's not supposed to be here.
Dare you question my unquestionable evil methods?
He kind of straightens up and says, it was not a question, sir. It is.
That's right. That was actually a statement. I retract what I said. It was totally valid. But nonetheless, I have evil things to do down here, and I've been sent directly by the master.
He looks at you. Roll a persuasion. To see, because, that's kind of a big deal.
18.
Wow, he says, sir, I did not mean to interrupt your important mission. I just thought, well, please.
That was your mistake, thinking.
Yes, it
if there's one thing...
It absolutely was.
I'd like to think I've taught in my time is, whatever you do not think. Follow, unquestioningly.
Of course.
That's the way of life. Sheepleness is the way to godliness.
Right.
That's pretty much what I've done since I've got here, and I've turned out just fine.
Sir,
Yes.
your slaves have become much more talkative than last time I saw.
Need I turn my whip on you all?
No, he says, no, sir, no. Save that for your duty. And he turns around and walks off.
Duty. No idea what he was talking about.
And as you begin, as you keep walking, you realize that they're actually like tunnels that branch out from this big kind of cylindrical hole in the ground that go deeper into these mines. And they do have mining carts and a few small bits of tools other than like manually carrying them. But at this point, most of the people that you see are either gray dwarves that are controlling certain areas, and all of these guides that are just like, as if they are not tired. They've probably been doing it all day. Their hands are bleeding. They don't stop. Some of them are barefoot. Some of them are wearing little to nothing, as if they've been down here for a while.
Excuse me while I eat this pizza.
Excuse me.
It's part of my evil routine.
Sorry, slaves.
Excuse me. All right. People are looking weird down here. You there. I pick a random person in the crowd.
Okay, yeah, this kind of very old, actually, person, body-wise turns, mask still in place. Hi, I'm guide number 97. How can I help you?
What's down here?
Why, this is the mines where all the guides are made.
I knew it. I said they were made here. All right.
You did. You called it.
They called it. Now, second question. Is there some previously unthought of, but also in design, very poorly secured large explosive, which, when you really think about it, is probably a bad idea to be so close to, say, a large bit of fire? Specific, but just to
The
guess.
guy, you can see the computer like skips a couple beats in its head, trying to like take all that information in, and goes, well, master, here at the Galleria, if you want to make explosives, you're gonna have to go find all the items yourself. You have the capability of making the biggest explosive in the world. Other than that, the only thing down here is the stone and the gold.
A stone and gold down here, eh?
And the faces that you mine.
Oh, yes, our wonderful mask. Don't you feel at home behind your mask?
I mean, feels.
That's very deep. I mean, we all have masks.
I mean, Ari's just kind of having like an epiphany moment now with her like higher intelligence tentacle. She's like, wow, I do feel at home behind my mask.
As you say that, Fergus, you notice that your tentacle has started to come out of your pants. I don't know why it's in your pants, but it's in your pants now. And it's reaching.
I swear this never happens. What is this?
And it's reaching for underwear. And it has gripped onto a pair of underwear for us, a woman actually standing next to you, and rips them free of the pants that pants she's wearing, and she doesn't even budge. She doesn't even move, just like tink, tink.
And this is an example of the sexual harassment that we're trying to prevent, Fergie.
Yes.
Gosh, keep it in your pants.
Can Fergus try and dive on it? He wants to try and wrestle his own tentacle. I need to wrestle with my tentacle and get it back in my pants.
We've all been there.
Rolling dexterity.
I never thought I'd go back.
Roll
What is that
dexterity.
tentacles
What
in
happens if
there?
you fail to wrestle? It's what then?
It's wild.
You don't want to know.
Did you? Oh no! It proceeds to smacks you in the face a few times, and it takes both the bloody underwear after slapping you in the face and proceeds to go back into your pants on its own.
Don't worry, but don't. I said
Bloody underwear. Bloody underwear.
Don't worry.
Jeez.
Did you
I don't-
just specify
My
bloody?
God, Fergus, you haven't been using the. Oh dear.
I don't quite rightly know what's going on here. But if I was an evil overlord of the underworld, which maybe you is, I would say that's quite embarrassing. And maybe, and I'll say it to him kind of, if anybody asks you, right, you don't know us.
Right, no one knows who we are. I whispered.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
No one knows who we are.
Behind the mask.
I say,
Behind my mask.
Should I get a mask? Harry, should I
well,
take?
Oh, when you say that, the guide goes, "If you'd like a mask, I can take you all the way downstairs and put you through the process."
it would make a lot of things much easier when I think about it, like making you jump out of a window.
Does that sound fun? Is that something you want to do?
Well, let's just stay right there, guy. Let's have a quiet, evil hush. And
Evil huddle. Evil huddle.
all right. So what I'm thinking is, this place is fucking crazy. By the way, Dollar Bill, we're all in disguise here. My name is actually Finbar the Bar, but if you tell anyone, I will whip you. Now, whip you something silly. So, no question.
I had my suspicions, but all right.
We're in deep cover here as a team of anti-sexual harassment investigators within the Great Galleria.
So Cole's very close to my heart, so
Indeed, yes, and mine too. And also close
We're
to
good
my...
people for a good cause.
It's close to my hands as well, but I won't talk about that. Now, the rest of us here, we're trying to get out. Overall, we want to get out of this place. But in order to do so, we need to... I think we need to decentralize everything. Everything's well connected. The order, everything, the guides are in control. I think. First of all, I think that you need a tentacle, Dollar Bill. And I go into my pack, and as Isriva donates £15, a tentacle for Dollar Bill.
I now picture everybody's tentacles are actually around the huddle. It's like instead of your arms, it's like all your tentacles have like interlinked.
So
Who's just mind controlling?
I will be manipulating all the objects with the tentacle because my hands are still tied.
Hey, your tentacle
As
can
I keep
untie
eating the
you.
things, but they say, go on, tell me what a tentacle does.
it's roll me a D25 in Roll20 here, and I'll let you know.
Give me a second. I apologize.
All right, I just gotta whip out my pack, and here you go.
25.
One of my
I
personal
got a
favorites.
9.
Oh, you get the
What about
tentacle of inkiness. You can use this tentacle to blind enemies.
43 films.
Yeah, to fill them in. It's got ink. It's like a big pen.
I'm in. Yeah.
But you can also use it to blind enemies for a round. Submitted by Andy Johnson. Thank you, my friend. That's awesome.
That.
Oh wait, yeah. Did I get the right one? Yeah, I did. Perfect. Oh, dude, that's funny. So
That's brilliant.
here you go. You can use this to fill in the forms. It also doubles up as a surprise spray. Something of a. It's like pepper spray, but worse.
Ninja smoke bombs, but
Right.
not quite. That's
Yes, quite. Well, so here's the thing. We need to decentralize all of this. We need to cause some chaos if we're to get out, so that the power structures in play fall apart. Trust me, this isn't the first government or slavering that I've been toppling in my past, or indeed involved in. No, this, my friends, we need a bomb for. We need to blow up the guides, right? Because the guides are the ones that see everything. They're the spies in the eyes of the dragon thing that's in here. If we blow them up and stop them from being made, then, well, less people are throwing themselves out of windows. That is certainly a negative. But secondly, there'll be less eyes on the streets and easier for us to get out of here.
And they're really the evil ones, which is why when you take away the mask, they want to kill themselves. Of course.
Almost none of those things. But at the same time, yes.
I think it's great that we have a secret little force. In my sales training, what I did upstairs before I was down here in these unfortunate circumstances, we would often bond with like a team cry. Maybe, it feels like as a secret force, we should have maybe like harassment force go or something every time.
We should unionize.
Wait, I've got it. Sex squad. Sex squad go.
Sex squad go.
Yeah.
And everybody tentacle bumps.
But then they all get stuck because of the
That's true.
Yeah, we stuck it together. Let me just pull that away. I can't quite. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, I can't say.
Yeah, everybody sticks to one another. And as that happens, you're kind of sticking. Fergus's sneaky tentacle is trying to go around and pull the underwear of every person in the huddle. Each of your tentacles need to make a dex to stop the other tentacle from taking your underwear.
I can't say I haven't.
How many pieces of underwear does Finbar have on him?
I have hundreds, probably.
He's got all of his samples from his whole collection of his underwear selling business.
That's right.
Fergus, make your tentacles roll against theirs for dex.
Finbar feels naked without his underwear.
Oh,
Truly
a 10. Okay. Ari, what was your roll for your underwear?
Oh goodness. Okay. What was the roll for your underwear?
Dexterity. Oh, actually, it's your tentacle to save your underwear. It's tentacle on tentacle action for underwear saving.
Thanks for that clarification. It's we're using rules as written here, guys. So it's gotta be. Might not know about that one.
Oh my god! Really, a 25? Okay, well, Ari's tentacles are the only ones that manage to stop Fergus's as he begins to pickpocket. But the problem is he gets stuck at Finbar because Finbar has so many pairs of underwear. It can't actually get them back around the circle and into Fergus's bag. And it's like you're beginning to get overwhelmed with the amount of Finbar underwear that has been pickpocketed off of him.
Oh no, some of those explode! Stop, tentacles, stop!
It's fine, Fergus. The tentacles can have it for now. Actually, that gives me an idea. Some of those underwear do explode. If we now stay with me here. If we could get to some kind of core reactor, some kind of engine room, which I presume is most likely very well defended, if we could get inside there, place a lot of underwear, and I mean a lot. An unhealthy, what can only be described as an unnecessary amount of explosive underwear. In a cart, somehow get it in there. Blow it up,
I can
set
only
the
imagine
fuse.
that one pair of underwear, what's explosive is an unnecessarily explosive pair of underwear.
My subscribers would hasten to disagree with you. But nonetheless, we were to get it down there, set the fuse, blow up the mines. Then the whole Galleria would be in chaos and panic. It would make it easy for us to escape, and all it takes. Yeah, as I said before, my friends, this isn't the first government I've toppled with a pair of panties.
But if we're gonna do this, don't we need hostages? And we need to have a political thing that we need to ask for, and then when the police come, we need to negotiate with them, and then blow it all up.
That's right.
You get all the guides to wear explosive underwear.
Is this
Guides?
Die Hard? Did you just give us the plot to Die Hard, Fergus?
No one had noticed, Chelsea.
He's like, oh, we're gonna go in and hold everybody hostage. There'll be a bomb. It'll be chill.
How tall is
We
this
just
man?
all start speaking like Alan Rickman.
Rickman. Okay. So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
that's another way
Garment
to go.
guy.
We could put
Guides, garments.
garment guys. We could put a pair of explosive underwear on every single one of the guides, and at the same time,
New uniform.
new uniform. But with yes, new uniform stipulations to prevent sexual harassment. I mean,
Yes!
what's stopping me from going in there right now and just having a rummage around? Nothing whatsoever. But if then trust me, I can spot it from 100 yards. But no. But with our new brand of underwear, which we must manufacture, they will be preventative. A chastity belt of underwear for every one of the guides to prevent sexual harassment. But to do this, we're going to need a new line of production. I mean, I haven't got these underwear specifically. We're going to have to go make them.
Mm-hmm.
The slaves.
Yes.
Fergie slaves.
The slaves.
I do have slaves, yes.
I knew slavery would be the answer. It always is.
All right, so let me, just for my clarification, let me make sure I know what the hell's going on here.
I'm making a 3-step quest for us here.
So Finbar has laid out the
This is an ethical
plan.
rock in a hard place. Yeah. That's what that is.
So the plan is to use Fergus's new 3 slaves to make all exploding underwear for the multiple thousands
Gonna need more.
of
Trust me when I say we're gonna need more.
We're gonna have to get more slaves.
both in the mine and above by telling them that their uniform has now changed to exploding
Okay.
underwear to minimize sexual harassment.
Let me lay it on you. So step 1, get more slaves somehow. Buy more slaves or just nick more slaves. We just need more. Step 2.
Aren't you like the owner of the black market? Can't you just take slaves?
Yeah, probably. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Step 2, take them to Finbar's underwear store / factory to produce this new underwear, this chastity underwear. Step 3, convince everyone that they need to wear these new underwear as per our new guidelines, which we will print. Step 4, blow up all the guides.
Where's the sexual harassment? Wasn't that in there somewhere?
It's
like,
it's in
somewhere
every one of
between
them.
here and there.
The lines are very grey when it comes to that. It's
Sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment is in there. I think that the
It's
lack of
in
sexual
all of them.
the reduction of sexual harassment.
It's not
that's
within
been-
all of us.
There's plenty of harassment right there. Yeah. No?
I'm confused again. Do we want more or less sexual harassment as a team?
Well, we want less, and we want to convince the
Oh, okay.
we want to convince the guides that we need to help them. It may require harassing a few of them to convince them that there is a problem.
I have a feeling that your whole plan will become undone. See what I did there?
Not at all.
If you have the little fellow here with the tentacle in a 24 radius.
That is
of
true. We
anything.
must lock Fergus inside, and you could be in charge of production of the underwear, Fergie.
Well, actually, I was just wondering if maybe, Ari, I saw that your tentacle was quite nimble. Maybe you could help me with my tentacle. Help me keep a firm grip of it and keep it.
He might need it. He might need a steady hand
It's
on
like
the
the
tiller.
strangest
Smooth,
thing
right
of
in there.
docking ever.
He's gonna need a steady hand on that tiller, Harry.
Basically, Fergus just passed you a note that said, "Will your tentacle watch my tentacle? Yes or no?" Oh, you're gonna be. I guess there's tentacle babysitting happening now. It's like a whole nother sitcom, like on the backside of this adventure. You guys.
Tentacle on tentacle action is my fetish. It's fine.
I'm just trying to keep it in my pants.
Try harder.
So as you say that, the guide that you did not dismiss still stands there and has listened to this whole conversation. And the smiling mask is like looking up at you guys. And she only caught part of it. This kind of older, decrepit woman only caught part of it. But she smiles and goes, "So, should I take you to make mask? Or to get more slaves?"
We're going to need to get some more slaves, guide number 97.
We need more slaves.
Yes.
Well, the guide goes, "You know, there is the holding dock all the way downstairs."
That is very true. I did know that.
I feel like we need to go downstairs.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yes.
downstairs.
Maybe
Also-
we can change the production of the slaves that are downstairs making the masks to be making the underwear. This is very important after all. We can't have more guides until all of the guides we have currently are protected from sexual harassment.
Very true. All right. First step: get downstairs, buy some slaves.
Should we put on the exploding underwear that we already have? Because we want to be protected.
No, but you can.
I'm good.
I think you lead the way with that one. I'm gonna go commando if that's all right with everyone.
More than okay.
Fergus probably looks at his tentacle and goes,
Well, technically, I'm already wearing about 4.
That's good. That's
It's true.
always good to layer up.
How do you manage to fit your tentacle in all of the underwear?
It's a wonder he gets it in there.
So you guys continue walking, following the natural path around the exterior, and you see some interesting things along your way. But I am going to have everybody roll for a survival, just for the walk down. It's kind of treacherous. The ledge you walk on, Fergus, is only about 5 foot wide. You can't even walk shoulder to shoulder. And there is a lot of passing of people. Oh my God. A lot of passing of people, carrying things, moving things. Who didn't I get one from, Madam? She's working on it. That's up, Ari.
Don't get distracted by Fergie's tentacle now. But good job on layering up, Fergus. It really keeps the moisture in.
No.
But on the other hand,
It's vital for one's crush.
indeed. But on the other hand, it keeps the clean out. So
A
consider
nat
that.
20? Okay. Well, Ari decides to lead the way after a couple bumble fumbles between Dollar Bill and Fergus. As they attempt to kind of they bump into people are ignoring them. Somebody tries to snatch Fergus up at one point along the way. Finbar acts as like a middleman as you guys continue to walk because, of course, he's kind of the head honcho. And nobody pays you guys too much mind, though the guides, again, always nod in some kind of level of gratitude and service when Finbar walks past. So...
I allow
Why
him to
am I
bow.
so snatchable? Can we do something about this?
it's all your
That is our current mission, Fergie. We are indeed trying to sort out this horrible issue of underwear that just,
Won't stop getting snatched.
I think it's the ears what you've got. They're this summer's hot item.
I sense that we're playing with fire here with this word.
So as you guys are joking about the slave state of everybody around you, you guys make it to another landing. Now, you've probably gone 20 stories into the ground, deep into the ground, and it's beginning to get very hot. The air is just like dense and thick and warm, and it smells a little bit of sulfur. And really of dead bodies too, though you don't know where that permeates from. And this area that kind of opens up looks like it leads, it has an open edge that looks even farther down into the tunnel, but it opens up and has kind of been carved into what's remaining. And the scene you see in front of you is pretty dreadful. There's a series of beaten, bruised, and run down group of people all kind of chained together in a line that are awaiting something. And when you look to your left, there is a very hot fire that has multiple pokers in it. Lots of them, probably 12 or 13. You don't know what's at the end of them, but as per the person that's being held down on a table, neck stretched forward as far as it can go without breaking it, and you guys see two of these half-red dragons put a branding iron into the back of the neck of whoever this person is, and they let out this like whelp of a scream. This woman does as she's being held down on the table, and her body, you can see afterwards when he pulls it free, goes limp on the table from the amount of pain she's just suffered. One of the red dragons looks at the other and goes, "Get out of here! Next!"
Oh, excuse me there, good branding man. Your head of branding, advertising.
He goes,
branding man.
Must be
The
branding.
branding man can. The branding man can, because he whips them all with love and makes the slaves work good.
They both kind of look at you, and one of them goes, "Master, it is I, Perry."
Hello, Parry. What a lovely city. I am here to get some slaves, as per usual, for the special orders that I have received for a special plan.
You can't have these. These are already brainwashed and ready for branding.
Well, I know that. But nonetheless, I've decided to come here because there has been a problem at the slave docks, and we are in short supply.
Well, can't can't they just go to some other districts and talk some kids into giving their lives to slavery?
I'm sure they could, but this is a very pressing matter. And it turns out that the slave economy ultimately is probably failed to not be very sustainable. But nonetheless, we're going to need some fast, you see, because this special plan is very, very urgent. Thank you. No?
Special plan. He looks to the other guy and goes, I haven't heard of a special plan.
Of course you haven't heard of the special plan. Would you describe yourselves as
super
special?
secret special
It's
plan.
a super secret special plan. It's a SSSP.
I'm sorry, sir. But usually, as head of the branding department, I am usually in the know.
Splan.
I can't take you to anywhere.
Excuse me.
Turning this car around. We're going home.
Well,
Sorry, Mom.
Of course you haven't heard of it. This is direct for my evil ears only. So, going to need just a few of them. Enough to make, let's say, a few thousand pairs of underwear.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Don't read into that. I'm going to need 100 or so.
Well, we only have about 20 here. You'd be better off going all the way down to the bottom and just picking out, the ones...
The dregs.
Before the brainwash, yeah.
All right, Parry. Well, thank you for your advice. As always, I value your counsel, and I've got a rebrand job that I need to be done on a few slaves, and I'd love for you to be in charge of rebranding them for me.
Rebranding, it takes a while. You have to actually remove
The
the
old
other
brands.
piece of skin and then wait for it to heal back.
I just really want to get my name out there, and I think a rebrand is the way to go. So, all right, thank you, Parry.
Yeah.
I can't believe they sign up for all this, It's crazy.
I know. Voluntary slavery is.
He lets out a hearty laugh. He says, volunteer, and kind of air quotes basically at Fergus and smacks you on the back really hard. This kind of giant half red dragon. He says, volunteer.
Fergus doesn't understand. He's laughing
All right, we're gonna go.
And he turns around and grabs another poker and smashes this 12-year-old boy onto the table and take him to the antiques district and moves him on next. And the process kind of continues as you guys keep walking. Much of the same, but you begin to notice specifically, Dollar Bill, since you rolled that killer perception earlier on this white stone, that it gets denser, obviously, the deeper you go, and actually a little bit softer as well. You can see that they're actually at certain points digging it out in these chunks instead of simply having to pick away at it, almost as if it's getting warm.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's like marshmallows, I think.
Yeah, not that soft, but yeah, close to it. Yeah, it's beginning to get a little bit softer. And they're beginning to move it in much larger bins and rail carts and those kind of things down and through all of the mechanisms. And there is definitely some kind of elevator mechanism that has yet to pass. You can hear it and it looks to be taking people, new people or new volunteers, down to the very bottom where the lot of you are headed.
Awesome.
Yep, and as it passes, you can see they're on the thing. It's elevator, kind of rickety wooden one. And one of the red dragons nods at Finbar. Master, as he sinks down.
That's right. You might have heard my evil cackling from above. And that was because we were all enjoying the new plan, the new secret plan, the new That's right. It's like the opposite of a psst. It's a sp- and it's like you do a sp- but you do it in reverse. You breathe on an intake. Like a slurping on a straw.
As his eyes glaze over.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to need some slaves.
Well, you can see they're taking him down this elevator by sets of 20 and 30. So it's very clear that they're kind of housing them at the bottom and then moving them up the process. You guys walk for another 10, 15 minutes or so and come to another section. This one's a little bit more like a hallway and less like an open room. And you can hear the wails and the screams of people coming from down the hallway.
You, how many slaves do you have down
sound
here?
of savory, I spy?
Sounds like slavery to me. I love the sound of slavery in the morning.
Sounds like volunteers.
Sounds like... how many do you think we can get?
Well, by the sound of that lot, I think you get all of them if you ask nice.
I agree. All right. I stride in boldly. I will have you.
Well, you round the corner
Like
into
to
this
have
hallway,
you all.
and like I picture you like Peter Pan stance, like
Yeah.
wide legged, like I am here to get slaves. There's nobody in the hallway. It's almost like a hospital and how eerie it is. It's just kind of like door after door after door after door after door of what look to be very small chambers, but there's no.
Where are the slaves?
Slaves.
You hear again the wailing of somebody deep, deep down this hallway from one of these tiny rooms with little windows. Kind of call out, say, "Get out of my brain!" As they like yell.
The volunteers are intense down here.
Oh, they really want it. Can I follow the noise?
Yeah, you can follow it down the hallway. Roll, why don't you roll I take an investigation, or an insight to be able to kind of maybe figure out which door it is.
Oh.
Because they're stone, so.
See, perception on a natural 20.
Wow, yeah, you know
Boom.
immediately, like you can hear it.
Yeah.
And you have to walk about 10 or 12 doors down. And as you walk, the rest of you, I mean, you see it easy. Inside, the room is filled, the room, this kind of tiny 5 foot by 5 foot room, each of them has a person or a humanoid in them. And most of them are either passed out, laid out, some of them are bleeding from their eyes, and they all seem to be staring at something in the wall opposite of you that shares the door you're looking in.
I'm gonna go in there. Hello?
The door is locked. You're gonna
Howdy.
need to try your ring of keys.
It might be quicker if Harry, you just whip this one open for me.
I've got you. Here we go. Let me just whip out my handy.
Yeah. Give us a little think-a-dink. Yep.
All right, but let's actually roll for this.
The dicks. Don't watch it.
+3.
Oh, a 13. It's enough to unlock this one. It's not heavily. It doesn't look like these people are trying to escape, so they don't have heavy like bolts or chains or anything on the doors. It kind of like tick, clicks free, and the door, open as it swings, and you guys all look inside this very tiny room. No furniture, stone floor, stone walls, and there's a candle in the corner as about all the light that's there. And this woman, middle-aged human, frail, with lack of food and very malnourished, sits there kind of rocking herself in the corner. She's been bleeding from her eyes, and she's kind of staring at the wall across from her.
Fergus is gonna wander up. Hello,
You-
how are you?
You have a little something like here.
She doesn't. Yeah, I was about to say she doesn't even speak to you or
Not a good
budge.
look.
No, the very last season.
What's she looking
I mean,
at?
I went through the blood eye phase myself, but no, it's 2018, girl.
So Dollar Bill asked the $2 million question, which is, what is she looking at? And you kind of peek around the corner of the door and look at the wall, and you see that one of the guide masks is very gingerly just like sitting on the wall. It's kind of been hung on the wall at her eye level, and she's just staring deep into the eye sockets of this white smiling mask.
I feel compelled to pick it up.
Oh, you feel compelled to pick up the mask?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Take it off the wall. Does it change anything she's doing if we?
So
Change
you
its position?
reach for it and you pull it off the wall. Make me a dex because she's about to claw your face off.
Oh boy.
I have that effect on women.
yeah. It is a viewer
Likewise.
decision.
Okay,
For the
so
viewer
this-
decision, while we roll this, what is in the room next door to this one?
Ooh, and Nithalan and Jagger is what is in the next room?
Oh, let's see what she does, because she too is gonna... Okay, well, she lunges for you, and maybe it's the level of, like, malnourishment or whatever. She doesn't quite make it to her feet. She actually falls kind of flat of her face as she, like, reaches, but she was coming for you when you took her mask, and she kind of hisses through the, like, choking of blood and torture that she's experienced in her time down here, and she says, "That's my mask! Mine! It's my mask! Give it back!"
Calm down, woman. You're a
I
slave.
think Donna Bill will squeal like a little girl.
Yeah, and she's trying to grab it from you. She's like, "Please, it belongs to me. I earned it. It's mine. It's my mask."
I mean, I'll give it to her. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So needy.
She reaches up and like snatches it from you and like puts it on her face, and you can see this like calm overcome her body. And she kind of like takes a deep breath and like merges with the mask a little bit, and she like stands up as if not even in her body anymore and says, "Hi, I'm guide number 131. How can I help you today?"
We were kind of hoping. Well, it's a left field question, like, but how's your underwear making skills?
She goes, "If it's for master, I'll make all the underwear."
It is.
It's for Sex Force 5. It's a very important thing.
I've never heard of this Sex Force 5. Is that a new shop here in the Galleria?
It's a secret.
Colloquial named the Sex Squad by fans.
Whatever it's called, yes.
That's what everyone seems to be calling it on the streets. We're really big in Japan. You, my good lady, you, of course, do you know how to wear underwear?
She like looks down. All she's got on is like this ratty dress. Like there's
God.
like nothing on her body, and she like looks at. She's like, "I guess not."
Look how easy it would be to. Right.
Healed on the
Sexually
first
harass
hurdle.
you. I mean, my goodness.
You are unprotected, woman. You need a chastity belt 5000. Newest line from Finbar Productions. Place this around your hips. This
Like
is a
so.
prototype model, and you will be protected.
She goes, "As you know, guides are not allowed to accept gifts from collectors."
It's not a gift.
It's a
mandatory.
uniform.
It's a uniform. It's a unitard.
We're unionizing.
We're
You have to
unionizing.
wear this uniform.
Yep, it's the law.
The guide stops, and you see almost like their eyes through the mask kind of roll into the back of her head. As she's like processing something, she goes, "I'm sorry. Our guidebook has not been updated to accept exploding underwear. Maybe that doesn't go in effect till Monday."
I think we have an extra step in the plan.
Yes.
We need to write a new guidebook.
Where is this guidebook?
Oh, the guidebook, of course, is held by the Great One, who keeps all knowledge there. But if you'd like to put in a new regulation for the guidebook, you will need to hold court with all the collectors.
And where might we be able to do that?
Of course, you just call a meeting of the collectors around the Great Well.
All right.
All right, so step number
You're like,
25.
Bureaucracy! Bureaucracy!
We have to follow the damn system.
The true enemy. Fine. We know where this well is, right? We were there before.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Okay.
At least to some degree. I mean, you'll have to kind of backtrack your steps and see if you can find it. But yeah, you could probably get there if you needed to.
All right.
This is turning into like Ocean's 11. You know, it starts off with like, this is the grand plan, but now it's like, first we have to do this and this. You're going to go there and do this. You're going to do
hit
this.
the Mirage. The Bellagio, the MGM Grand. All right. Okay. Right. Right. First of all, we're going to need to go to call a meeting, convince the other collectors somehow that we need these new regulations. We're going to have... Yes, go ahead, Fergus.
And Fergus is going to like sort of turn to the guide and try and like make this secret from her. He's going to like try and pull Finbar around.
Couldn't we just write it in without calling a meeting?
I mean... Possibly, I don't even know where the book is. I guess probably some kind of head office, management place.
I mean, it must be in your notes somewhere. You like earn the black market.
That's right. Yeah, maybe if we went back to my secret lair.
Oh,
I was about to say, Rundar has your schedule.
Runda! Damn it! I knew I shouldn't have fired him. That was a fringe case. I could have allowed it.
He kept your schedule.
damn it! Now we're just completely lost.
We're gonna have to go find it.
Did we get that viewer decision? What is?
It's looking like Medusa.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very much looking like a Medusa. We're gonna have to go find Rundar. That's the only thing, and I know exactly where to find him. Prison.
I remember
Rundar
when I
has
asked
it.
him.
He'll be in sex.
Rundar has it.
He'll be in sex jail for sure. I mean, that's where we sent him. So.
Due to all of his sexcapades, you know.
Exactly. And well, first, okay. Step 1, break Rundar out of sex prison. Step 2, find the notes which Rundar has on his person to the guidebook. Step 3, add in underwear guidelines into the guidebook somehow. Step 4, create the panties with slaves. Step 5, victory. All right.
Profit
and victory. We are
Flawless, really. Yeah.
we are all in agreement.
As
Yes,
you guys,
because-
Never thought I'd be going back here.
as you guys are having this conversation, making a new plan. I wish I had written all these down and how many times you've like scratched something out, like rearranged it, like written something new in. And I can see you guys like plotting and planning. And the door exactly next to you, from the cell that you just entered, creaks open from the inside as if somebody is exiting. And out walks a Medusa. And she's actually holding a clipboard and like writing something down as if she has been studying this thing. And she's kind of muttering to herself under her breath.
Has she come
looks-
into the room? Is it?
yeah, she's like come down and into the hallway as if she was maybe checking on whoever is held in this other room.
She has very many tentacles on her head.
What's this tentacle envy? What's going on?
Yeah, she like looks up and says, "Are you speaking to me?" And all of the snakes kind of gaze away because she doesn't want them to attack Finbar, of course, who is disguised. But the other 3 of you are gonna need to make Constitution saves.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Because that's my best stat by a long margin.
Because, you just looked at a Medusa. You guys are just like hanging out, standing around. Oh, okay. We got 2 that made it. Oh, and Ari does not. So the 2 gentlemen you guys managed to kind of like move your eyes just in time to kind of take on that incapacitated feel that starts in your body. Ari, on the other
I'm
hand,
okay with my 1 tentacle.
yeah. Fergus's tentacle like covers his eyes.
From his underwear, from his pants.
His underwear snatching tentacle like covers his eyes. You do actually become incapacitated, and you kind of like freeze up, almost paralyzed, not in a stone way necessarily, but like your muscles are like so tense you can't move. And she looks very deeply towards you, Finbar, and says, "Who are these slaves? Why are you here messing with my subjects?"
I am, I'm here to inspect them. For I've heard that there's been misconduct down here.
Not here. I am doing what I was asked to do, which is to study and keep them petrified while they become one with their mask.
So, that kind
this
of
one here doesn't know how to wear underwear no more.
and it's exactly
we
that
think
kind of
that's failed.
sexual harassment.
Yeah.
The Medusa like hisses sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Who has sexually harassed who?
So is she wearing underwear, or he?
You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Is the Medusa wearing underwear?
Roll for underwear.
No,
The
that's not
reason
what I
you're
wanted.
going to die is because you stole underwear
One.
from
Oh, I called one. So she is not wearing underwear. She is not.
Commando for the win.
But there's no way to tell, I guess, in her get-up. She's kind of wearing almost like a lab coat. This Medusa's like in this lab coat.
Right.
And the tentacle does reach out and fondle like a little bit, trying to figure out if she's wearing underwear. And she like, one of the snakes comes down and like bites at your tentacle. And she says, keep your tentacle away from mine.
See, now this sort of thing wouldn't happen if there were better regulations in place about sexual harassment.
We have a form for reporting sexual harassment.
The 43AC form, yes, we're very familiar.
We're a special task force, right? What has come down to arrange underwear for exactly the situation you have just experienced. But the good lady here does not know how to wear the underwear and seems to feel that the underwear cannot be worn without a regulation change. And we were thinking, seeing as how you've just been harassed and whatnot, that maybe you could help us with the regulations and maybe where the book is, the book. May I say how lovely your snakes are this evening?
Roll a persuasion.
Your snakes are looking super fine this evening.
Roll a persuasion. And you know what? You can take advantage.
Have you
and
cleaned their
drop a
scales
little bit of-
recently?
Oh,
Ooh.
okay, a 20. She goes, my strange goblin orc creature, you are persuasive.
That's the loose effect.
Yeah, and she says, my snakes are ravishing this evening. But you, and she looks back at Finbar, she says, something is not right about you.
No. Well, in many ways I am ill, but in this respect, no. I am who I say I am. So.
Roll a deception. That was the most unconvincing argument I've ever heard. Oh my god! This Medusa goes, yes, you are. And she says, I'm sorry, you just smell of half-elf. And she kind of moves along. She does release Ari from... She cast what is it that she's got to cast? She got to cast something on you. Oh, Greater Restoration. She cast a Greater Restoration on you to release you. You've heard all of this, but like almost you've not really even been able to breathe. You've been like petrified through this whole conversation. So you're like, yeah, it's just been like a rub. And she says, she is very dramatic. Well, you cannot have these slaves. They are already brainwashed, ready for floor duty.
Yes, but on the other hand, we don't need these slaves. We're just we're looking to get to the sex prison and got a little turned around.
I'm sorry, the sex prison. I do not know of this. You may want to ask a guide.
Not to be confused with my sex dungeon. The prison is a place where all sexual offenders go. I could ask a guy.
And for fear that they might have to face execution.
That's right.
She says, you mean the cave, the holding facility for all villains and wrongdoers here in the Galleria.
Sure.
Yes! That place!
Whatever you say.
She says, well, you are in the wrong spot. You should go up about 50 stories.
50 stories.
Well, that's what the fellow upstairs said. We ought to come down here, and you're
Yes.
saying we ought to go up there.
She says, well, the only thing down is, the deep mines and the holding facility before they go into brainwashing.
Well, they sound like the kind of the ones what haven't been brainwashed. I bet is probably the kind of candidate we might be considering for our
Exactly.
special
Innovative minds.
Our sexpedition.
sexpedition. Yeah,
Yes. Yep, our sexcapades.
I do not know of these things you speak, says the Medusa. She says, you're very strange. Randall.
Says the
She says,
Medusa.
you're very strange, Randall, and leans into Finbar as if knowing who you actually are, or once were.
Oh, I lean into her as well.
You have a name now.
What did she call me?
Randall.
Randall.
Sorry?
I got to say with Nigel or Ian.
Nigel.
I
Okay.
don't think you was even supposed to be here
Bob.
today.
Yeah.
Overlord Randall.
Yes, you can call
The
me.
evil
Rand.
leader. Bob.
Yeah, so she says Randall, as if maybe you guys had a little bit of a history. And she this Medusa snakes kind of turn around. She says, I must check on my next subject. And she enters the room, and you can hear whoever's in the room as she closes the door. Goes, no, please, God, no. As she freezes him, staring deep into the eyes of the mask across the wall from him. Yeah. And you're left standing in the hallway with actually the one. Didn't you guys sign one guide up? Guide number 331, you signed up.
That's right. Yes.
No, it was 131. Number 130. Now I remember my
131,
numbers.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
low one.
131 is now is still following you guys, and it stands behind you guys.
Well, the sex prison that you said.
Which way?
Yeah, where's
Which
we
way
want
does sex
to?
prison?
The sex prison. Well, I do not know of this place that you speak.
The
but
hole, the cave. Like, you
Oh,
know it?
the guy goes, well, that's way up. That's where we keep. And she kind of points to Fergus and goes, the sick ones. If you're looking for the clean slaves, we should head down.
All right. We can.
No, I don't care if they're clean or dirty. I just want to make my underwear.
I don't care, woman. I just need some preferably small hands to create these underwear. They don't have to be clean. They don't.
The guy says, oh, you're
Yes.
looking for children.
Not necessarily. They just need to be small. Small hands make underwear very well, I find.
Oh, so you're looking for gnomes.
Sure, yes, specifically gnomes. I would like to enslave the gnome race.
They are good tinkerers. They're very good with explosives.
Tinkerer
She
of...
says, please. She's like, follow me. And this kind of frail woman, at an unnaturally fast pace, probably for her body, continue down and leads you around and around and around and around. And you get to an area.
Sorry, guys, I'm gonna let the dog out quickly.
That's all right. You get to an area as you pass through that is unnaturally silent, like almost deafening in how like void it is of noise. And it's coming. The sound, the empty sound, is off on your right down this hallway, and it is super dark, like magic darkness kind of dark. And the guide actually stops and looks frail and feeble in the entryway of this foreboding hallway, and she turns and looks at you and goes, the master lives down there. And then turns, bows, and continues walking right past the hallway.
Hey, I feel like this is important.
She stops and says, oh no, the master will not be disturbed.
Right.
Findle.
Call me Nigel.
Nigel.
Nigel, right? His name's Randall.
Call me Nigel.
Oh my god.
Nigel, do we want to maybe not disturb the master? Not disturb. I just feel like it's important. I don't know what we'd get out of it.
Maybe.
Maybe he has the book.
Can we come back to that tomorrow?
You know, we've got a lot on our plate right now, Fergie. We've got
We've already got 22 different
it's-
steps of things that we need to do.
it's a 22-step plan right now.
We almost have every letter of the alphabet covered. So as you guys are kind of standing there contemplating this deep dark hallway, there are a few eyes that kind of appear as a set of these gray dwarves kind of step out, and they're relatively large for their size. They seem to be both of them are male, but they are for sure fighters, and they kind of step out of the darkness and eyeball all of you and kind of tip their head, and they look directly at you, Finbar. They are recognizing who you are. They know who you are.
I'm Nigel.
Right, but both of them have their hands. One of them has a warhammer that he drags on the ground behind him. The other keeps his hand on the hilt of his sword, as if here to stop entry.
Are you here to stop entry? It seems as though you are.
One of them steps forward and goes, "You know why we are here, Master."
Of course I do, but
Enlighten us again.
could you make a fringe case?
Could you just read the fine print to me, please?
Now, have you read point 30C6?
He says, they kind of very slowly turn their heads and look at each other and turn back and look at you. And the one with the hammer speaks up and says, "We are here to stop anyone from disturbing Master."
Of course, we wouldn't want the master to be disturbed. He is in his own way a already very disturbed individual.
We're nobody anyway. We don't qualify in anybody.
I'm just Nigel.
Yeah.
He goes, "That is Randall." And points, he says, "He is important."
I'm important. My name might be Nigel, but I am important.
Gavin here is very important.
And they say, "Please do not make us have to use our weapons."
Goodness, no.
I've been struggling with that recently too. It keeps going and stealing underwear.
It's flopping out.
It's true. And as much as my tentacle has tried to help, his tentacle is just very overpowering.
Just a lot of tentacle.
Don't want to judge him by size.
Don't tentacle shame me.
20 feet radius. That's where I can get to.
And the one with the hammer steps forward one more step, as if not to actually pass into the casting of light across the entryway. And he says, "Please go."
Is there like an appointment booking system, maybe?
We schedule
We
another
should
time.
consider.
He looks at Randall and he goes, "You know the procedure."
Of course I do. I wrote the procedure. I am the procedure. I myself am procedurally generated. I mean,
Master is changed once a week by the assigned collector.
of course, as it should be, as it has always been, and as it will be for another millennia. Ha 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 ha. Should we
He says, "But it is not your week."
That's right. My week is next Tuesday. I'll come along for my appointment then at 10:30. All right. Good chat as always, boys, and you keep doing you stand up, bang up job that you're doing right now, and we'll just go. We're going down like 50 floors to pick up some slaves. So
Raises for everyone.
They look at each other and their eyes get big and say, "We have wanted a raise
that's right.
for a while."
This was a test, and
You passed.
You have passed with flying
colours.
In fact, if you would, if you could spare just 1 minute, you could come get it right now. I mean, I've got a lot of loot. A lot of booty. I've been trying to get off my hands. Let me tell you, as the head of sexual communications, I've got a lot of booty to hand out.
Very heavy, hard to carry around, inconvenient. You'd be helping us.
There's just far too much junk in his trunk.
That's
you know?
right. You'd be doing me a
One of
favor.
them goes, "Too much gold. You must take it all to Grunrundy."
Well,
Yeah, and he reaches at his side and hands over, since it was dollar bill that said it, a bag of holding. And he says,
Cheers,
"Take
fella.
the gold to Grunrundy."
should we go in. I mean,
you're gonna have to roll another deception because they're beginning to pick up on the fact you don't know what's going on. And he says, Grunrundi is not here.
Of course, I know that, you fool. I was just testing you once again, and you've passed once more.
More of a raise!
Even more raises. We're gonna raise the whole town.
The two dwarves, without even looking at each other, just fairly slowly, like, high five one another, like, without looking.
But now for a bonus question and bonus points. What is the name of the master?
They say master has no name. You take on the name of master.
That is a good starting answer. Can you elaborate for extra points?
They kind of look at each other and go, well, the master is a role that is fulfilled once a week by a collector. They give themselves to control all who wear the great mask.
The great mask. That's a good answer. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations, you've earned a promotion.
If I whisper to everybody, if you promote the one, you might get him to hit the other one.
That's how promotions work, yes. All right.
The hammer fella. He
Yes.
looks like the one you want to promote him.
Hammer fella. If that is your name and your brother here, Rockefeller. You, I feel like... Tell me this. Have you ever felt like you are in a job which does not befit your brawn and your assets? Mm-hmm.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind?
Yes.
Do you ever feel, I don't know, I'm trying to do the lyrics to Fireworks.
One of
I
the
can't
dwarves
even
goes,
remember
is
it.
this a yes or no question?
We want to know about your feelings, mate. Your feelings. Because we care. This is
evil
important.
dwarf looks at you and goes,
I have no feelings.
Okay.
Well, we can help you find some.
That's intense.
I'm gonna like stroke my scales and be like,
Not even jealousy?
he goes,
My ears.
He goes, we feel the urge for greed and pain.
Do you want...
It makes us happy
Sure.
to see others in pain.
Well, I've got the job for you, because there is just over yonder an office, and in that office there are some workers who go there every single day and fill out forms. It's where Rundar used to be. Those people in there who work 9 to 5s every day, 5 days a week, an endless grind with no end in sight. They are bureaucrats, and they are the people that I have never seen in more pain in my entire existence. And I have whipped my fair share of slaves, my friend, but that unceasing agony which they go through every day just to scratch a living. That's the true pain. And I can get you into that office, my friend. And you can watch someone's soul slowly but surely each and every day be ground away until the age of 65 to 70, when they finally retire and then shortly die.
well, one of them buys it when he rolls a 2.
One of them goes, I have always wanted to have an office. He says, what is it that you require, master?
I require you to be my new head of sex communications. And come,
He goes,
with me.
All right, I'm rolling for something that I
It's been
refuse
an
to tell you.
hour.
Colloquial.
The real question is, has this evil dwarf ever had sex? 1 is a yes, 2 is a no.
he goes, sir, I am unqualified for such an honor.
No.
I have never made love to another evil dwarf.
Wow.
Some might say that makes you pure. I too had not had a woman before I came to Grunrundi, and it was a horrific, painful experience, which is why I know you will like it.
Don't feel bad, mate. I've never made love to an evil dwarf either.
I would like to introduce you to, and then she's just gonna hold up his right hand.
Wait, whose right hand are you holding up? The dwarf's right hand?
Yes.
Or is it your own? You do have a hand, don't you? And your menagerie?
Oh no, I'm holding up his. Oh, I do. I have a hand. Would it be horrible to send my critter to do such a thing?
Because the only thing better than one right hand is two right hands.
Am I right? Am I right?
Oh my god.
So,
some good handiwork, you know?
actually, thank you, Roller 300. This dwarf looks at his hand and goes, "So this is a hand job?" Question mark.
It's true love, mate. It's true love.
So, Fergus is going to go up to the other dwarf, and he's just going to say to him,
I can't believe that he's giving that guy the promotion. You're clearly the better guy for the job.
Oh no. Are you good? Oh no. Okay. Yeah, roll a deception, Fergus.
"Oh Jesus!"
A sleight of hand check.
Just because I gotta know how well. Oh, he goes. Just because. Okay, so he goes. I guess it's true. I have been more worthy of such an honor, and I've had sex.
Well, if he wasn't in the equation, you would have that job. Maybe you could do something to take him out of the equation.
And I'd like him to make a wisdom save as he casts suggestion.
Oh wait, this is it. You may not be able to do that. Let's see if they was keep because they're all weird. They are all okay. Let's see. Let me just double check. He cannot be. Is this considered saving throws? We have advantage against spells, illusions, as well as resist against being charmed or paralyzed. So, is this considered a charm spell?
It's a charm. Yeah, it can't be charmed.
So I get advantage, and you need me to make a wisdom. You said.
Yeah, wisdom against 13.
Oh, yeah, they're not very wise. So, actually, have to lower that. Okay. 15. So he does. Did that make it?
No.
Oh, so you said 15 or 16?
13.
13. Oh, yeah. No, he makes it. He goes, what were you trying to convince him to do to attack? He says, that. He goes, that's my best friend. We spend all our lives guarding this here hole.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, fella, that your best friend just became the true right-hand man to
too many.
Randall.
Yes, Nigel.
Could have been. Could be you.
And you've had sex.
He leans and goes, so how would I go about such a thing? I can't kill him.
Well, no, I think severely maiming him would be fine. A friend, it would be the best a friend could do.
But then he would tell the other masters. And he actually looks, when he says the word master, he looks to you, Finbard. He says, is this what you want, master?
Well, I want the best person for this job. And it looks like my nominee might not be the best person for this job. Indeed, seems like he's got the wrong kind of job altogether. But you, my friend, if you feel like you are more qualified, part of this job does involve inflicting a great amount of pain and misery upon another person. So, if you would like to give me a live demonstration, then I will not tell the other masters. I'll keep this between you and I.
So the one you were talking to that you had already promised the job to looks extraordinarily crushed. And he begins to grit his teeth and he says, you're not gonna give me the hand job? And he turns to his friend and he says, I knew you'd take it. And he actually pulls his sword from his hilt and goes to attack. And these two dwarves begin they go into combat basically with one another. One of them swings just for the hell of it. Here's how I'm going to do this.
See, the job market is brutal.
I'm just going to roll some 20s in an order here and give you guys activity based upon. Oh, nope, that didn't work.
It's kill or be killed.
That did not work.
It's a very cutthroat industry.
Yeah, the first one, he literally comes in and slices him with this giant sword, right? And
while they're doing this,
misses,
can we sneak past them while they're doing this?
Actually, so you can. Yeah, if you guys don't want to roll stealths, I'll let you do it as they are hard and fast in combat.
So I guess.
He comes down with the hammer and smashes the other guy's foot. He goes down to the ground. Nice stealth. Yes. And everybody take advantage on it because they're not looking at you.
I'm guessing Fergus is scurrying on by.
Yeah. Yes. And they are hard at it. The other one that has the sword runs him through. You can see him pull it free. Blood spews everywhere. And as he's going down with his hammer, he kind of takes him, the other guy, through the chest. Make sure nobody rolls a d20. And they both go down to the ground. They've left their weapons at this point, and they're physically choking one another. And have not noticed as you guys sneak past with these killer advantage rolls. Right?
Just keep that thing in your trousers, mate. Whatever, just keep that in your trousers right now. Really important, right? Focus.
So when you say that, as you're walking past these two elves are on top, or elves not, dwarves are on top of each other strangling, and the plumber thing begins to happen, and his underwear begins to show, and Fergus's tentacle kind of begins to slither out of his pants, and he reaches for it. Roll a dexterity for your tentacle to grab his underwear, Fergus.
Dex again, sorry.
Yeah, roll a dex. At a 12, they're just wrestling too much. It tries, and it's kind of like around trying to like grab it, but it can't quite reach it. And it reaches its fullest extent of like 5 feet of tentacle before you're like pulling it along with you down the hallway. Who's got dark vision?
Oh, I think I do.
I do, right?
Yeah, it's half elf.
Goblins.
Yes. Yeah, you will. So if you have full dark vision, the 120 feet is actually cut in half. Whatever is here casting this darkness is magical to some degree. And you can almost taste it in the air, whatever it is. It's almost like a fog, like a black fog that has been cast in the air to make it that much darker and harder to see. And you guys begin moving down this continuation of this hallway. Everybody roll a perception.
Ooh. Hey, Calamity. Perception. 17. Yeah. Nailed it.
The perception song.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Dollar Bill doesn't see anything. Everybody else.
Not feeling it.
Fergus doesn't really see anything.
I see it all.
Yeah, you see it all. Ari and Finbar, you guys are a little bit more in tune with this darkness. Surprise. And you can tell that this fog is coming. It's actually kind of pouring out, this black fog, from something about 10 or 20 feet in front of you. But you can't see what it is.
Something's, 20 feet in front of us, sorry?
There's this kind of fog that's in the air. It's permeating from a location. You can tell it's like almost like flowing past you.
Looks like fog.
I'm going to send my squirrel into the fog with my little alligator and the hand, because I want them to tell me what's up.
Okay. So squirrel and alligator are tiny enough that they can roll with advantage for stealth.
Yes.
I don't really know what tiny alligator eyes are like, so we're going to go with, I'll just take your stats in terms of the roll. Tiny alligators or squirrels are not in my high knowledge.
Okay, so...
What? I was about to say, yeah. What?
Oh, no!
Oh, and that one.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So, who goes first? Who went down the hallway first?
Sorry, the hand.
The hand? So the hand, and he goes pretty quiet, actually. Does not. So the hand, takes off, and you can hear its fingernails, click-clacking on the stone. And then it abruptly stops. You can hear the hand,
Pamela? Pamela?
You shout out.
Pamela!
No response.
So don't mean to, make anyone fret or anything, but I think I just lost my hand.
My good hand.
You
does
lost
that mean
good
that
hand.
Wait. Your right hand.
My right hand man, yeah, Pamela.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the dwarf can't have his hand job?
Looks like a new job's opened up.
Ari's hand job has opened up. It is dead silent. You guys, it does look like it continues, though you can't really
Look,
see what's
a
on the
hint
other
from
side.
the DM. One of those two words is true.
Strange fog, lost hand. What's next?
Dead, silent.
Fergus is going to decide it's all a bit too dark and dreary down here, and he'll cast dancing lights to try and brighten the place up a little bit.
When you do, this is the first time, if you haven't been able to note that it's not darkness, it's actually kind of this black fog. When you throw the dancing lights, which is what happens in fog, you get cast of silhouette. And the dancing lights, what do they look like when they dance there, Fergus?
They
Like a
will
rave.
be- I'll make them look like torches or sconces, the sort of things I would have had back in the forest. A little bit of a throwback to.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much nostalgia today for Fergus.
Yeah.
You toss it up and it kind of lights the fog up, and you see about 20 feet down, there is a very large, all you get is the silhouette of something in the fog. This very large kind of altar almost. It's like raised off the ground, a big slab, and there is a entity, something sitting on top of it. And it's glowing this kind of blue color.
What sort of size are we talking? Are we talking human, gnome, giant?
It does look to be human. It's a medium-sized creature, so no bigger than any of you, really. I would say sitting on this thing, on top of the pillar, they stand, their head's at about 7 foot. The altar is pretty low that they sit on. And they have not moved. You can't tell if they're sitting forwards or backwards, but whatever it is seems to be locked in place.
I think, little fella, seeing as how you made the lights, I bet you that thing over there would totally love to see your lights. Why don't you go down there? Show him the lights. We're right behind you.
Always
give
go
or
into
take
the
Yeah.
light. That's what
a
they
mile.
say.
And I push Fergie forward. Yeah.
When there's a light at the end
I'd-
of the tunnel,
I'd
you have to
love
go
to go
into
and
it.
I'd love to go and share my light with people. Hello! I made the lights!
And I'm going to walk up to the altar, striding confidently.
So Fergus also merges into the fog and turns into shadow, and you see him, as he gets closer to it. And Fergus, I need you to first roll a perception, and then I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save. At a 16, you see the hand that you sent into this fog blindly. And it looks to be wrapped in something, as if it's being strangled by some kind of white vine that is coming off out of the ground. On your dexterity, you realize that same vine just lashed out to grab you, and it's all interconnected, feeding into this really intricate stone that matches the mass, this like white stone altar. And on top of it sits a collector that you recognize, actually. The collector is one of the females from the entertainment district, the dark elf drows and all of the leather. And she sits on one of them, sits Indian style. Her eyes are like rolled back in the back of her head. She's glowing kind of blue, and she has her hands laid out on the altar, and you can see the white stone has almost, like I said, in like a vine way, merged with her hands, and she's like almost vibrating in a trance.
Man, it's just Tentacle Town down here.
She's
Before
vibrating.
I click on this spell, are there any sushi anywhere?
There is no sushi.
Okay, maybe I'll hold off.
I mean, not this deep in the earth.
Throwback reference.
Yeah, right. Fergus starts having PTSD.
Most traumatic.
I can smell the sashimi now.
Yeah, right. Fergus's first sexual experience included naked drow women, sushi, and death, or the attempt of death. It was at a place called the Black Pussycat.
He didn't even get his trousers down, to be honest. She just stripped off and tried to stab him.
That's actually true. Yeah.
At the Black
It's just like the Celts all over again.
Exactly.
Stripped off and tried to stab.
They know what's new, Pussycat. That was...
Wow. So there's a history lesson for all of you today.
Fergus is going to see that collector, and he's got a very strong urge to attack.
Do what you want to do. You tell
I'm trying
me.
to think of anything that would stop him from attacking her, and I can't think of anything. So he's going to unleash Yeah, I'm going to unleash lightning bolt on her.
Do it. She can't really go anywhere. You just have to beat her. Crazy. Wow. Yeah. Sure. Roll some freaking damage.
That is the damage.
Jesus.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Really? How would you like to crispy fry her? And then I'll tell you what happens after that. Jesus.
Yeah. It's a dex saving throw. So if she's not doing it, it's just I'll just frazzle her.
Yeah. You at 30, you crispy fry her.
She just got pankoed.
She did. And you see, she doesn't move, and her body is like still smoking as she like goes limp. And the stone that had kind of merged with her hands and was like moving up her arms in a strangely organic way recedes, almost hisses as it leaves her body as she dies, and kind of melts away onto the floor and begins searching for you. Make another dex save. Anybody else want to step up and help Fergus? Because you guys are seeing this kind of happen with the lightning strike through the fog. You're not close enough.
Help Fergus? Absolutely not.
No, I refuse.
Also is moving towards Fergus. Fergus probably would have gone to where she was to go and like investigate anyway. So
well, when you step up, it will make a dex. So it's gonna try to grab you. So make a dex.
As the light change, can we? Because I've assumed apart from like a lightning bolts, I can't actually see anything because of the black stuff. Is that
the dancing lights? It seems to be almost like a veil, the fog. And once you get to the other side of it, you can see, but you have to step through it. At a dexterity, it grabs you, Fergus, and latches to you, and it's this cold sensation as this like white, almost looks like white chocolate, begins to like move up your arms, and it begins to take your breath away, and you start you're also going to need to make a constitution save, a big one.
And we can see all this happening? Or do we need
something you can see? If you step through, you can see it happen. Fergus is being grabbed, and it's almost like the marble is turning organic and grabbing him, and it's setting you on the altar as you're like and your eyes roll into the back of your head as you merge with this altar, this white stone altar.
This feels weird.
I'll step into the thing so I can see what's going on.
Yeah. You see it. Fergus now sits in her place. The body's kind of this crispy fried woman's on the ground. You're attached to Fergus is attached to this white marble, which you recognize as what they've been mining for these masks. You match it to it, and his eyes, as he says it, "This smells funny." His eyes roll into the back of his head, and he goes absolutely still. Now, Fergus,
mate. Remember, right, what we need is a procedure around underwear for the guides. That's key. Plan 1, or step 1 of 29.
Underwear for guides.
Yeah. So, Fergus, let me tell you what it is you are viewing. So, you did fail your constitution save. The amount of pain that you are feeling in your brain right now as you are literally connecting with every mask-wearing guide in the Galleria. You're taking on all of their pains, all of their sufferings, as well as scrolling through and connecting with them consciously. And you actually don't have the capacity to take it on, so you're going to take some damage.
Oh, be gentle.
I can't do that. At 42 points.
Fergus is down 3 times.
Oh my god! So you guys see, like, Fergus is like he almost goes into shock. He's like drooling from the mouth.
Nothing new there.
That's not a good look, Fergie.
Yeah, he's like
He's usually drooling.
And the altar actually like spits him forth at your feet, Dollar Bill. It just like he like drops you as if it's not worthy of sharing consciousness with the guides.
Well, that's deeply unfortunate. So
Want to
now he
make a
can't
death
even
save there, Fergus?
He'll be fine.
I'm glad you're letting me. That's awesome.
Why don't I make a death save?
Oh!
Oh, at a 6. He is in a lot of pain, and he lays at your feet. The hand that was attached or whatever comes over and begins trying to give Fergus CPR. Begins like pumping its chest, but it obviously has no mouth. Ari, your hand is trying so hard.
I want to
If
help
only
my
I
hand.
had some sort of tentacle, what could help with the healing of a small gnome in a dire situation? Dollar bill muses.
Dollar bill. Does anybody want to take action? Do anything as Fergus is literally dying on the ground.
I don't know what the mechanics are here. I mean, I
So
CPR,
Heal me.
You can try. Yeah, you can heal
put
him.
my mouth on his face and just give him CPR. Just kind of
How about this?
orc and goblin fishy bread. That's give it gas, man. Yeah.
So between his breathing and the hand pump, Fergus, I'm gonna let you make one more death saving throw, as your heart is trying so hard to restart. And you can take it with advantage, only because we're literally pumping you. We're trying to give life to you. Okay, at a 16, you make it. That's all I needed. I just needed you to make better than 10. And they do stabilize you. You are lost in a comatose state at this point. All you see is black, and there are images like rushing past your mind. You're lost in this black void, and you can hear the voices of the people you attempted to connect with, the ones that too are lost behind a mask. And you dream horrible things that they have been through and gone through. And at the very end, as this is like happening and you are trying to die and go away, you stare into the face of Grunrundi. And all you can see is him wreathed in red flame and his face dripping with gold, molten gold as it drips off of him, almost merging with his scales. And he goes to consume you in this dream, and you kind of come to make eyes with the hand and the mouth of this goblin that saved you as you pass out again. And you guys stand here staring at this, the body of Fergus, who is all passed out on you, and this altar whose tentacles, these kind of like white, is actively lapping out, trying to reach for something. And you hear panic begin to ensue as people begin to pull their mask off outside of the walls of the, or in the mines, and begin to riot, taking control of themselves once again. Some people are reaching out, killing some of them, slaying them, trying to force the masks back on, but because there's nobody there to control them, chaos has ensued.
That's what I was going to tell him to do anyway. Take the masks off. Yay!
Madness.
That's going to make it harder to make them wear underwear.
And you hear the click, 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 pitter patter of the feet of one of the half red dragons, who comes around the corner and says, "Who's down there?"
It's me, Nigel.
I know of no Nigel. Did you mean Randall?
That's what I meant. Yes, Randall. Sure, I prefer
He
Nigel.
says, "Randall, what is going on?"
That's just
What?
We've got a little. We're troubleshooting down here. We ran into a system error. Blue screen of death, and it turns out that one of our number has died, or maybe dying.
Well, quickly step onto the pillar. Take her place. Somebody must, or this will all fall apart.
No, we can't have everything here falling apart. That would be such a terrible thing. I want.
In fact, you've just got a promotion. You're now. They're gonna sit in the chair.
Yeah, you're a pillar guy.
He says, he goes, "I am going to go get Ralph." And you hear him run away.
Ralph, no.
Not Ralph. And
tentacle thing. Can I do that then quickly?
what tentacle thing?
I can squirt ink apparently.
No,
That's,
yeah, you can blind.
Oh yeah, you can squint some ink.
Yeah, yeah.
He's pretty far down through the fog.
Oh, really?
He's got
Okay.
ink prints, yeah, but I don't know how far you can squirt, but you can squirt away.
I'm gonna clear now. I thought it was
You can-
right up. Wow, there's only one way to find out. Where is this hand? No,
Is anybody
Ralph
watching?
from HR.
Yeah, I don't know how the tentacle works, so I would say, I mean, it just,
If
it's
it
an
was a
auto
Bible,
thing. Yeah, it's kind of an auto thing. So your tentacle squirts in the direction. Are you trying to hit him? You want to make like an attack, or are you trying to
Yeah.
like Yeah, okay.
I want to stop him from running back to fetch Ralph. That's really the thing.
Yeah,
If he
before
run
he
into the wall like in a
turns.
comedic way, that would be great.
Yeah. If he slips and falls, it'll be awesome. Why don't you make it a dex attack? So just roll a dex for now.
Also, figure the stump donates £5. Heals for the mighty gnome hero Fergus. There's 5 heals.
Oh
Boom.
wow!
Thank you.
Which can remove death saving throws, and then after that they can start healing you. So.
All right, great. So at an 18 dexterity, your squirting tentacle
Power.
does what it
Go
does
on.
and gives a very powerful.
Try finishing that sentence.
Yep, nope. That one just ended in a dot. Gives this very powerful stream of black ink as it shoots through the fog and the darkness, and you hear it like hit him, go oh! And I'm actually going to take my D20 for him to like dodge it. It doesn't get him in the eyes, but you can see it like hits him, and he goes, Ralph! Ralph! And he shouts out, and you hear the heavy patter of feet, and a large man from the food court district, you can only recognize as such due to his size and greasy smell, comes in, and he looks straight at Randall and goes, hey, what is going on here?
Randall. No, I mean, I'm Randall. You're Ralph. Ralph.
He's just having a self-affirmation moment. It's fine.
I'm just talking to myself. I need to say my name every time before. You've got this, Randall. You've got this. Ralph, and what's your name? I point to the other guy.
He goes, the other guy's gone. He's long gone.
Okay.
Yeah, he ran past him. It's just Ralph.
Ralph, am I understanding correctly that if someone doesn't stand on this pillar, this whole place is going to collapse?
It's true. It's already chaos. All I need you to do is step up there. It's not my week, you know what I mean? And who did this? Who crispy fried Joanna?
I cast whole person on
On him?
on Ralph.
Okay, he has to make a con save. Is that right?
Let me check. I'm pretty sure
It's Constitution.
Oh, I'm not gonna find it. If I search in hold, it just brings up beholders. Hold person, wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it is wisdom. Well, he's
DC
not very wise.
15.
Oh, he doesn't make it. And he goes, oh!
You're
And
gonna
you guys-
stay here.
You guys are left standing there with him frozen, the burnt, crisp corpse of this woman whose black leather has like now melded with her flesh. Fergus, at the very last moment, we hear you breathe yourself back to life thanks to your heal.
Yay.
And
Oh, thank goodness we needed your slaves, Fergie.
and you feel this just heavy weight of having been connected with all of those people. And you are a bit overcome between that. And I also need you to make a Constitution save. Good, Fergus, you're sick too. You haven't made one today, so you have to make a Constitution save for your sickness before we end. Oh my god.
It's my best stat as well, damn it.
So because you are just so worn out and because of the emotional state of what it is that you've gone through trying to merge with the collective consciousness of the guides, you fail the saving throw for the sickness, and it now you guys begin to see it not only this morning left his ears, it's now running up his face, and you see his left eye right in front of you change, and it flips to this almost reptilian color as it becomes iridescent, and your left eye, Fergus, is now a reptile's eye.
Does it slit sideways?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit and blink over and over, like, this is weird.
Listen, we're all about to die. We have to get out of here. This whole place is going down, just like we planned, right?
As you say that, you hear somebody out in the hallway go, burn it to the ground, as they are freed and chaos ensues. And we are going to end tonight's stream with a riot in the mines.
I predict a riot.
All according to plan.
This
We
is
managed to
point
somehow
21.
skip. We managed to skip several steps and still get to the plan.
I was
Good
about
job,
to say,
guys.
yeah, good job.
Listen,
You made it
It's
happen.
almost like we're
Work
overthinking
smart,
it.
not hard. Work smart, not hard.
Correct. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna end a little early tonight, gang. I had dinner reservations, and thanks to this time changer thing, it like messed it all up. So I have to make dinner reservations.
No worries. Yes, daylight savings are the worst. Time is just a concept that doesn't really exist and is malleable to human will. Damn it. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up tonight's session here. We'll be back same time next week for more great Galleria of Grunrundi. So we'll probably be an hour later again until daylight savings switch over on the 25th in England and time becomes this strange fluid thing that we all are in together. But I'll also be back on Saturday with Chelsea on the Wizards of the Coast D&D channel, 6 p.m. Eastern for Learn by Playlist. Next time you'll be seeing me live. Of course, the rest of the crew will be there with me as well. In the meantime, suggest you go check out the YouTube channels, go check out these guys' streams. So let's go around the cast and crew. Do we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online or otherwise? Chelsea, what do you think about tonight's session?
Well, none of the brilliant ideas that I had before this stream happened. So, once again, you guys made me just like, I don't even know why I bother. Why do I bother writing things down? I don't know. But yes, it's always a blast to play with you guys, and you keep me on my toes and, let me do what it is I do, which is build crazy shenanigans for you to stumble into. So I appreciate it. As always, you can check me out over on the podcast I do called North by Northquest. We have a bi-weekly full-length release, and then that I play in, and then I DM a mini side quest episode that are about 20 minutes a piece every other week. So lots of content there. When I'm not here on Thursdays, like Will said, I'm with him over on Learn by Play on Wizards of the Coast on Saturdays playing, and every other Monday I am currently trudging through the Princes of Apocalypse campaign over on Nerd Immersion's channel, which is also been a ton of fun. So lots of places you can check me out, catch me online. I keep my schedule there. That's at little_red_dot.
Great stuff. Thank you, Chelsea. As always, amazing game. Scrat.
Well, I mean, what can you say?
What more could you ask?
I mean, goddamn. Is he becoming a dragon? That's quite exciting. It's also not something he's ever particularly wanted, but it's hard not to put it into him as a player, because I'd love to be a dragon. That sounds awesome. Chelsea, damn, I don't know, like, none of the amazing things you came up with in tonight's show. What are you talking about? There was loads of amazing things. I'm shocked you didn't write all these. Jesus. It's great to play with you. It is great. So I've got stuff happening. I also stream most days of the week. I'm currently coming up with a new schedule, but I've got 2 campaigns running at the minute and another one coming soon. And on the 1st, I have another run of the Academy coming up, which there will be details on very soon once I've got my last DM slot filled. So that's me. And I'll put links in the chat.
Thanks so much, Scrat. As always, great job turning into ever closer into the dragon that we all knew you were inside. Madame Gandalf.
Oh my goodness, Chelsea, just glorious campaign this is. I'm really glad that we can take such a hands-on approach to sexual harassment.
We on this channel, we do not condone sexual harassment. We don't condone sexual harassment or slavery.
Right? It's like this note. What happened? It's like that warning that they put in before some interviews. Like the opinions expressed in this movie are purely that.
It's purely that of our characters, not of us as human beings. We're good people, I swear.
But yeah, my name is Madame Gandalf. I am a variety streamer on Twitch, from cooking to singing to pub quizzes to a variety of games to D&D as well. I do a little bit of all of it. You can find me everywhere as Madame Gandalf. Everywhere as Madame Gandalf, even my LinkedIn. No one uses LinkedIn. So
my dad uses LinkedIn.
I know, it's the only social media my dad has. I'm like, why LinkedIn, Dad? Like, grandma's on Facebook. Give me a break. Like,
yeah, spread the lube, guys, because we have so much love to give. You're gonna need a lot of lube to be able to take it all.
Oh yeah, that's very, very true. Speaking of lube, last but not least, I don't know what kind of segue that was, but Garth, did you have a good time, my friend?
Where are you going to take that? Yeah, no, this is it was a blast, really. It's the most progress I've ever made in Dungeon with my hands tied and an extra tentacle. So yeah.
He never had his hands untied.
The whole time.
I keep track of the.
That's the first. I actually think that's a first in any. I've never had somebody that's like, yeah. I knew what you even asked, and everybody was like,
yeah. Yeah, it is.
Nah.
How many hands do you need, mate? Yeah.
Not if you got a tentacle.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. Yeah. No. So there you go. So you can do anything, right? If Trump can be president, you can do things without your hands.
Can I get that on a T-shirt? That's a T-shirt bound to happen.
Well, possibly I realize I may have inadvertently endorsed sexual harassment again, but yeah. Yeah, don't say that at school, kids.
It's okay. It's a completely family-friendly show. As I was saying earlier this morning. Well, thank you guys. Have a shout out to our sponsors, D&Dice, along with that message. Go over there. Support the channel. Support those wonderful people at D&Dice. Get yourself some beautiful dice in the action. But thank you guys for watching us. This week has been amazing, as always. It's been an absolute blast, from the somber and horrific to the hilarious and shenanigan-filled games that we have here on Encounter Roleplay. This community continues to be fucking awesome, and I can't wait to get back to you guys again on Saturdays when I'll be seeing you for Learn by Play, and of course on Monday for the new set of shows. Once again, back onto the week. But in the meantime, there's podcasts, there's YouTube, and there's plenty of feisty, spicy D&D drama today on Twitter. Jump onto my Twitter. There is some spicy drama memes going on there, my friends. Good times. But until next time, my friend, try not to throw too many net ones. Won't be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye!